Are you looking for more customers? Have you ever thought about expanding outside the United States? Well, the U.S. Department of Commerce has all kinds of free resources to help small businesses just like yours expand their businesses beyond the U.S. borders. Now, recently I had the opportunity to speak with Rochelle Lipsett. She's the Deputy Director General at the U.S. Department of Commerce and oversees the Foreign Commercial Services Agency. And here's what she had to say. Rochelle, as we were chatting, you were telling me of many of the resources that your department offers for small businesses who want to do business in other countries. Can you just highlight some of the resources that you provide?
Sure. First of all, the U.S. and Foreign Commercial Service has 109 locations domestically. So we have USEACs, that we call them, U.S. Export Assistance Centers, throughout the United States in 109 cities. And we are located in foreign embassies in 126 posts overseas in 77 countries.
Wow, that's a lot. Now, what does that mean for a small business? What can they look to you to help them with?
We help small businesses. Small and medium-sized businesses are our bread and butter. Our mandate is to broaden and deepen the depth and breadth of U.S. companies that export. And we help them through every step of the export process. So the first step is information gathering, and our U.S. offices here in the United States can help them with that. And the second is to identify a market they want to go to, and then we walk them through every step, helping them find joint venture partners, helping them find distributors and agents, people who will buy their products.
Getting them through all that red tape that they have to deal with.
Correct.
So I think a lot of small businesses, though, they think, oh, I'm just too small, I can't afford to do this. But you actually, because of your resources and then going to trade shows and things, you really do nurture them, and it's almost like an incubator process.
Exactly. And I like to say that as taxpayers, they've already hired us. Go ahead and use us. So we help companies at trade shows. We bring foreign buyers, groups of delegates to the United States to look at U.S. products. We host companies in USA pavilions overseas. There are many ways that they can get information and get exposure.
Now, a lot of people think about small businesses and they think about the mom and pop shop on the street, but with today's technology, really, any business anywhere could be doing business all over the world.
Susan, there are 27 million companies that operate in the United States. 95% of them are small and medium-sized companies. Only 1% of that 27 million companies export right now. There is huge opportunities out there. And when you think about the fact that 97% of the consumers in the world are located outside of the United States, the market is just enormous.
We're really missing a big opportunity if we're not taking advantage of that. Now, you said like 1% of small businesses are doing business internationally.
1% of all businesses, large and small. So that's a little bit more than 250,000 companies are exporting right now.
Wow.
Many of those companies are small and medium-sized companies, and they are only exporting to one market. Primarily from Missouri, the companies go first to Canada and Mexico. Actually, from the United States, that's the easiest for them to understand, to comprehend. And what we want to do is help companies grow to export to more than one market.
And so if they want to get started, what would be the first step? Do you have a website where they can start doing some research and look for information? Where should they go?
We do have a website. It's www.export.gov. That's G-O-V. Or they can call our Trade Information Center, which is located in Washington, D.C. It is operated 24 hours a day, and that they can call by dialing 1-800-USA-TRADE. That would be T-R-A-D.
And you talked about these offices around the country. I know it's an acronym. It's a government. There has to be an acronym, right?
Exactly.
So they could also find one of these local offices, and I guess, and go meet with someone face-to-face?
Correct. On www.export.gov, there is a list of all of our local offices. They are called U.S. Export Assistance Centers, and they are usually located in downtown areas. in the major cities. And yes, the phone number is right there on the website.
That's great. Now, you mentioned that a lot of small businesses start by going to Canada first. Obviously, that's because there's an easier language barrier, or Mexico because it's so close. What about, though, other countries where there is this just huge language barrier? Can you help small businesses get around that?
Oh, certainly. As I said, we have offices in 126 foreign locations. From Missouri, again, since this is where we are right now, most companies will export first to Canada and Mexico, then to South Korea, to Japan, China, and Germany. Those are the top markets for exporters from this area of the world.
Are there risks that small businesses should think about in doing businesses internationally?
There are always risks. There are risks in doing business domestically, too. Just information gathering. Do your homework. And we are there to help you do your homework.
Are there any products that particularly lend themselves to going overseas?
Well, manufactured products. The U.S. government tracks the trade in goods and services. But manufactured products alone attributed to about 6 million U.S. jobs in 2006. Most of the products exported from Missouri, again, are in manufactured products, in transportation equipment, chemicals, manufacturing systems.
So in today's economic climate, is looking to overseas markets, is that a way for a small business to possibly buoy their business?
Yes, and it's also a way to diversify their business. The economies in East Asia, albeit have dropped off significantly, they are still projected to grow at around a 2% annual growth rate. They are still buying product. There are still opportunities. And with the strength of the U.S. dollar compared to the European euro, there are significant opportunities for U.S. companies to gain market shares overseas.
Great. Well, I sure appreciate you taking time to visit with us, and it is just a fabulous resource. I think you are probably one of the best kept secrets out there.
Thank you. Thank you for helping us get the word out.
Sure. Thank you.